Well, good morning and welcome to our meditation this morning. It's good to have you all here in person, some of you, and some of you out online at home. Welcome to you. I'm John Coriel. I'm one of the licensed Science of Mind practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living here in Cape Coral, Florida. And as we start our meditation out, a little guided meditation here this morning, we know that you could use this to start your day or just any time that you want to kind of peacefully relax, shall we say, wherever you may be. And you can pretty much relax your mind and your body, and you may have worried that you aren't doing this right, as is sometimes said, and we just know that there is no wrong way to do meditation. Perhaps this meditation isn't for you because you can't stop your thoughts, you think, as they do race a bit. But that is exactly what meditation is supposed to be. We are simply paying attention to our thoughts, just watching them come and go, and not spending any time with them, but just allowing them to pass on by, just pass on by. And when we pay attention, we are building our attention muscles. I thought that was an interesting thought, knowing that we are getting better at it all the time. As we are building those muscles, and each time we catch ourselves having a thought and bringing ourselves back, we are strengthening that muscle. So be gentle with yourself and see if you can watch yourself with a bit of humor, a bit of curiosity, and a bit of compassion also. So find a comfortable seat as we are here and ready to close your eyes and take a little journey. Today, as you sit down, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. Just as you take a seat, just notice what popped in. Are you thinking about what happened before you sat down? Sometimes those thoughts will hang on for a while. Or what needs to be done later on in the day. Just notice the thought. And now let's take 3 cleansing breaths in and through our nose, and out through our mouth. Always feeling the breath fully and deeply. Making sure to breathe into your chest and belly, your ribs, and your back. And whenever you notice a thought popping up, just returning to the sensation of the breath. Whenever a thought comes, just go back to the breath once again, noticing where you are breathing. Feeling the air as it touches your nose, as it fills your lungs like a balloon. You can return to your regular breath in and out, in and out. As usual, taking time to check in with your environment. First, noticing if there are any sounds around you. Things seem to be pretty quiet this morning. That's nice. Maybe the hum of the ventilation system, or any noises we may notice throughout the meditation from the street. And perhaps you can even notice the sound of your breath. Taking a few more breaths in and out. And now feeling yourself in your environment, being fully present, catching yourself if you notice a thought. Noticing your seat on your chair and your feet right where they touch the floor. And possibly one that I have not used before, and that is feeling the air on your skin. And beginning to scan your body. When you notice thoughts creeping in, just returning to the body scan. So you start with the soles of your feet, your calves, your thighs. Remembering to scan joints. And your internal organs, blessing them all. Noticing if you are taking time to feel your body as you scan. Feeling, very important. That is to feel your body as you scan. Or simply thinking about your body. Really trying to tune into the feeling of your body, relaxed and at ease. And as usual, noticing if you are experiencing any emotions in your body. Any emotions. Perhaps some tension in your shoulders. Or maybe in your jaw. And just noticing the feeling in your body without any judgment. Very important. Without judgment. Just feeling it. And again, when you notice a thought, just coming back to the place in the body where you left off. And you can simply just come back to your breathing. And starting to repeat a mantra on your inhalation, repeating, breathing in, and doing so silently to yourself. And on your exhalation, breathing out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. As I said, repeating those silently to yourself. Easily and effortlessly. And when you notice your mind having thoughts, just gently bringing yourself back to your mantra. Knowing this is the exercise. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just relaxing those thoughts and letting them pass by. And it makes me chuckle when I think of this, when you notice your mind wandering off, which it often will do. Just catching yourself and bringing it back to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And letting those thoughts just simply pass. And now just allowing your mind to go free. I, in the midst of this, have thoughts of, as we said earlier, about having thoughts about what you're going to do afterwards. And those thoughts came up to my mind, and just as I was sitting here, and I thought, no, breathe in and breathe out, and letting it go, and allowing your mind to go free. Expanding your awareness of everything around you. Any thoughts you may be having, we just let them go. Breathing in and breathing out. You expand your awareness as if you are actually watching a movie and just reacting to how far back you can zoom out. We will notice at the end of the meditation how wonderful we feel, how good it is. Breathing in and breathing out, and that giving the body more oxygen to enjoy. It is good. It is good. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Actually making a sound if you wish. And now bringing our awareness back to our bodies. Feeling the seat on the chair. Noticing the temperature of the air on our skin. Is it comfortable? Cool? Just right. Hearing any sounds that may be floating around. Although things, to me, seem quite quiet and peaceful right at the moment. Very nice. Breathing in and breathing out. And any thoughts that come, we just turn our mind back to our breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Notice where your thoughts are going. Are you jumping ahead to what you are going to do next? See if you can be a little more aware of what's coming up next. Trying to stay as present as possible. And as when you are ready, you can open your eyes, taking a few more deep breaths as you will on your own. Just knowing that all is in perfect divine right order, right here, right now. And we can, in our mind's eye, jump for joy for the good feelings that we get from turning within to that infiniteness that is within us. So we just say thank you. Thank you for joining us for this meditation. And as we know, our service will begin in just a few minutes. Thank you. Namaste.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Oh, one minute. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning service here at Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. And please, let's give a big round of applause for the Big Love Band to get us started with some musical love.
Good morning. Okay, so I need your help. John's not here, so I'm going to need some John vibes from everyone today, okay? So stand up and sing with us, and let's get rocking. Yeah. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers into the world. I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers into the world. I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers into the world. I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers, I sing my prayers into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. Beautiful. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. It won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. It won't let go. Ooh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, ooh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, this love inside, we can let it shine. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Ooh, something wonderful, ooh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Ooh, something something wonderful. Ooh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Beautiful.
Good morning again. Let's give the band a little more love. That was wonderful. Something wonderful is indeed going on, and we want you to know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, that you are welcome here. Whether you're virtually or you're here at the center, we believe that we are co-creators with the divine and that you can change your entire life by how? In changing your mind. Yes, our thoughts become things. And our founder is Ernest Holmes. He's the founder of our philosophy. We teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, including Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, and all kinds of traditional and contemporary. We kind of mix it all together and do deep diving here, and we are open and available to all the philosophies. And you can visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for prayer. You can request there, use the Contact Us button, and send us your comments or questions. We would love to hear from you. So right now, we have a special blessing for you. So whether you are virtual or here in the center, everybody stand. You can stand at home. And put a little power in those hands, warm them up. And join me in saying, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. And we will have another beautiful song from our Big Love Band, so give them some more love.
I was born to live life fully, to let go of regret, to walk the highway of life without a safety net, to follow something even bigger than my pride, to show up with courage even when I'm trembling inside. I will not worry about what others think of me, and I will not be shackled by the chains of conformity. I break the mold set in the past, keep pushing till I'm free at last. I follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. I'll be fearless. I am fearless. I follow the road to adventure everywhere. Let the top down and the wind tangle up my hair. Hitch my dreams onto the brightest star. On the trapeze of life, I throw my heart right over the bar. On the other side of fear lies euphoria, and a greater understanding of who you really are. I'll break the mold set in the past, keep pushing till I'm free at last. I'll follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. I'll be fearless. I am fearless. I push outside the comfort zone, remembering I'm not alone. I follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. I'll be fearless. I am fearless. I'm fearless.
Doing their marvelous, usual, wonderful music, indeedy. Should we hear it again for them, for the Big Love Band? Yeah. I'm John Coriel, one of your spiritual practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral, Florida. And this morning our reading is from a little book that I have kind of worn thin here, but it's good and a good way to start off a meditation too. It's called Opening the Doors Within, and it is by Eileen Caddy, and she and some others were the ones who went to Findhorn in Scotland and started Findhorn. One of her notes, it says here in the front, which kind of explains things, in 1953, Eileen Caddy first began to receive personal guidance from a still small voice deep within herself, from a source she calls the God within. And these are some of those words. There's one of these for each day of the year, and this one is for March 14th. It amazes me how wonderfully it falls into place with what's going on in the world today. It says here that our work is to create the new heaven and new earth. Therefore, do not dwell on the troubles and tribulations, on the disease and suffering, on the wars and strife in the world. Do not allow yourself to become involved in it, for if you do, you will become part of the disease and not the cure. As you rise up your consciousness, you become immune against the trouble in the world, and you can live and work with it all about you, and yet it will not be able to touch or affect you. What a wonderful way of just simply saying, God has your back. A doctor or a nurse has to be immune to be able to work freely with highly infectious diseases, and there must not be any fear in them. Let there be no fear in you as you watch the situation in the world become worse. Never despair. Simply hold on in faith. Let your mind be stayed on me. That's with a capital M-E. Stayed on me, and know that all is very, very well. So we'll just know that together here as we take this into prayer for a moment. And just knowing that all is in perfect divine right order and just flowing as it should in a most wonderful way. And we can just say thank you for that. It is good. It just makes a chuckle bubble up within me, just knowing that all is well. And we just say thank you. And this service today, this celebration service, is in perfect divine right order and unfolding in a most magnificent way. And we just say thank you for that. And as we say thank you, we can together say, and so it is. Well, we have a special situation this morning, as we are having a speaker who is not with us, but is with us in two ways. Being in Baltimore, Maryland, he serves as the minister for the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore. He is a CSL ordained minister, author, workshop seminar facilitator, a Reiki master, a holistic life coach. I've been told he holds a black belt and can speak in sign language. Wow. And as someone else said to me, he is a real Renaissance man. And I would have to say, yes, indeed. Please make welcome Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson.
Times, and it is first cause. It is Namaste and greetings, CSL Cape Coral. Tis a pleasure to be with you to move through this process called life, applying the teachings of science of mind and spirit, which brings us to today's topic: release and let go. Why are we talking about this again, though? Like we bring this topic up. We bring this topic up pretty often. Like we talk about releasing and letting go pretty often. Why? I personally think my own experience is that we bring it up often because, one, we see it as a challenging topic. Two, we see it as being difficult. And three, dare I say, we see it as being unnatural. It's an unnatural activity to release and let go. Why do I say this? We are indoctrinated by society and culture to hold on, to clutch and cling tight. We're told, save your money for a rainy day. Don't spend it or waste it frivolously. We are told or taught how to hold on and cling to loved ones and relationships, which is why oftentimes jealousy and envy creeps in. We are indoctrinated and taught how to hoard money, circumstances, memories, people, and situations. So here we are once again having a difficult time with this concept of releasing and letting go. And yet we do it every day. We already do it. But before we go on, we have to agree on a couple of things in order for this to really make sense. One, do we agree that God is all there is? If we do, then we have to recognize that, do I understand that it means that wherever that which God must be, wherever you are, that which God is must be. And if God is everywhere present at all times, and it is first cause, it is the originator of all that is, then back of everything physical and tangible, every situation, every individualized incarnation of that we call person, every rock, every tree, every blade of grass, there is a spiritual template back of it, or it couldn't exist. God must be in, through, and as that thing, or that thing couldn't exist. So if that's the case, then everything we do, all that we do, spirit is in it, moving through it, and back of it with a template. Okay? So let's jump back to this idea of releasing and letting go every day, because we're already doing it, which means spirit is already doing it as well. God already, quote unquote, releases, but more about that in a moment. We each human release every day. Can you think of some ways that we do it? I'm going to give you a second. What comes to mind? Well, most readily, every time you go to the restroom, you are releasing and letting go. That's an obvious one. But each time you eat a meal, you're releasing and letting go. Because, for example, suppose you're going to eat oatmeal. You have to release the idea of dry, uncooked oatmeal in order for you to have ready to eat, warm, nice and hot oatmeal. You have to release the concept of one form in order to have the other form. Okay? You have to release the idea of an empty cup in order to have a cup that is now filled with tea. We release every single day. In order for you to go to sleep at night, You have to release your clothing. You have to let it go. You also have to let go of your waking state. You release and relinquish. Now think about this, because we know that there are babies, and oftentimes you can see our furry family members, our cats and dogs, when they're resisting, they're like, I gotta stay awake. No, I gotta stay awake. I might miss something. They're resisting it. They don't want to let go of being wide-eyed and awake because they might miss something. Is that the mailman? Squirrel? They might miss something. So they fight diligently to stay awake. But we know that eventually we surrender to it and we fall asleep. But we continue to do it over and over. Every book that we read, we release one page, we release one sentence, we let go of this book in order to pick up another book. We're already masters and experts at this. But when it comes to the emotional stuff, we compartmentalize. We compartmentalize our emotions, our trauma, our drama, our addictions, our pain, and our grief. We somehow see these things as being different. And so we hold on to them. Personally, as someone who has been traveling this healing journey of abuse and family addictions and violence and like all kind of stuff, rape, molestation, all kind of depression, self-hate, suicidal ideations, and more, like all of this stuff, right? I've come to recognize that, for example, here's a piece of paper, that releasing this piece of paper, letting it go, surrendering it, letting it go, let go of the piece of paper, is very similar to letting go of a painful memory or letting go of some concept or trauma or whatever. And what I mean by that is there is a process. If I'm invested in this paper, then I don't want to let it go, right? But if it's just a piece of paper, it's notes from a class that I took, and I don't need the notes anymore, then it's easy for me to deposit this into the recycling bin. But if this is now a letter that my mother, who made her transition last year, Father's Day, if this is now a letter that she wrote me before she transitioned, then I'm invested in this piece of paper. It has sentimental value. It has meaning to me now. And now I don't want to deposit it in the recycling bin. I want to keep it. I want to hold on to it. Well, in the same way, the process of letting go of trauma and letting go of addictions and letting go of relationships that don't serve us, it's very, very much the same kind of process. So for a second, imagine that it's like you're walking down the street and things are fine, but then you notice a little bit later that you're humming a tune. Why am I humming that tune? I'm humming the theme song to The Wizard of Oz. Why am I humming that? And then you think for a second and you realize, oh, because I heard it somewhere along the walk. Somebody's car, as they drove by, they were playing it. Something popped up, and now it's in my subconscious, and now I'm expressing it consciously. So we have this dual aspect of what's in our conscious, what's in our subconscious. And we are invested in this thing. We are invested in many of the subconscious memories and thoughts and feelings. We have an investment in them. We've held them for so long that it's like a record. The grooves are in there. And in order to change that, we have to get rid of the entire record. You can't unscratch it and re-scratch. You have to get rid of the entire record. But there is a process. If we want to let go of lack, scarcity, illness, pain, whatever it is, then we have to recognize there is a process to me letting go of this piece of paper, right? It just doesn't fall out of my hand automatically. First, it starts with me recognizing in my mind, in my thinking, in my thoughts, this serves no purpose. I want to be rid of it, right? Starts with that. Then my brain kicks in, because it's in consciousness first. My brain kicks in. My emotions aren't invested in it. my brain kicks in and it signals to the muscles, it signals to the legs and the feet, get up, walk to the recycling bin, open your fingers and let go of it. It's a process, but it starts with what is in the mind, what is in the consciousness, and the feeling, as a person thinketh in their heart, their life shall be. So what is in my mind and in my heart space regarding whatever it is I am seeking to let go? This scarf belongs to my mother, right? And I made that present tense, belongs to, because I know my mother is not gone, but it is her property. When she died, a lot of her things automatically became mine because in the will, right? Now, having one scarf of hers that has sentimental value, I'm like, I don't want to throw it away because it has sentimental value. It reminds me of her. So I keep it. I put it on one of my altars in the office, my altar of memory in honor of the ancestry, my parents, etc. And I mean, I could give it away. I could give it to someone who could use it, but I'm going to hold on to this scarf. Now, suppose rather than having one scarf, I have 200 of her scarves, and I'm holding on to all of them. I'm keeping every single one of them. Do I have a reason to keep all of her scarves? No. I'm addicted to, because I don't want, somehow I've convinced myself that if I get rid of it, then I'm getting rid of her. So, but we do that with our thinking. We do that with our emotions. We do that with so many things that we've connected with our grief. We've connected with our trauma. We've connected with the emotional investment. So if we are going to shift, then what it means is I have to sit down and process. This is where inventory, self-assessment, physician, heal thyself, meta-physician, heal thyself. Bring myself into a state of, what do I now recognize does not serve me? Relationships, thoughts, feelings, addictions, whatever they are. What does not serve me? What habits, tendencies do not really serve my highest and best? They are not propelling me into conscious evolution. I can identify them. Am I really ready to let them go? Right? We have habits. We put the right shoe on first and the left shoe on second, all the time. Very rarely do we say, you know what, today I'm going to put the left on first. But that process immediately begins to break up the system of, we are not bound by, we know this thing, we are not bound by precedent, but bound by principle. Just because that's the way it has been does not mean that's the way it has to be. So when we anchor to spirit, when we anchor to the truth of our being, I am not, and I need not be a product of my habits and tendencies. I need not be a product of my upbringing, my trauma and drama. I get to shift and change. In the Science of Mind, it's written, it says, ignorance stays with us until the day of enlightenment, until our vision toward the spirit broadens and casts out the image of a no longer useful littleness. That littleness of addiction and trauma and lack and scarcity no longer serves us, then we unfold. The will should hold it in place until the creative genius of the inner life transforms the image of limitation and transmutes it into liberty under law. When we are ready to transmute and transform that littleness and step into our grandeur, our spiritual magnificence, we are going to be bound by. Until we are ready, we are going to be bound by precedent. So the process is identify what serves and what doesn't serve. Does my current form of meditation, is it doing something? Is my current understanding of science of mind and spirit moving me forward, helping me to evolve and be enlightened? Science of Mind also says we must increase our receptivity. Consciously extend and expand. Consciously extend and expand. Consciously extend and expand our comprehension. We shall declare 100 times a day, there is no limit to the good which is mine. And if we declare that, then whatever that is we've identified that does not serve us is already in the process of being released and let go of. So today our call to action is, how do I identify these things? How do I then make up my mind, ground my mind, and become convicted of the idea, convicted of the growth, convicted of the transformation and transmutation that moves me forward? How do I then step into that so that I can treat and move my feet? Right? So identify them, make up the mind and be convicted of it, and then go through the process. Find a minister or practitioner. There are thousands and thousands of them, whether they are in Florida or anywhere. I'm in Delaware. Like, it doesn't matter where or who you connect with. Find someone who is able and willing to help you move through the process of, we already breathe, for example. Every single one of us is breathing. We breathe normally. It's part of life. God is breathing itself as us. But when we learn to breathe consciously and mindfully, then a yoga instructor or a meditation instructor teaches us how to anchor our breath and breathe from our abdomen more deeply and more mindfully, more consciously. But we're already breathing. But sometimes we need this other person. We want this other person to help us do it more effectively in a more mindful and meaningful manner. So find those people who are there to assist. Identify, convict ourselves of, find those who will coach us and counsel and assist us in moving through, while also keeping in mind our declaration of principles, right? Our we believe statements. We believe statement number 5, if I'm not mistaken, says, we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation of every discord, of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. Sure to be attained by all. That all includes you. You are that all. So if the ultimate goal of life is a complete emancipation, are we ready to be emancipated? Are we ready to treat and move our feet? Are we ready to do the work that is required in order to live our highest and best? If we're going to have a world that works for all, then we have to have a life that works for me. And if my life works for me, then my relationships work, my finances work. The relationships of my beloved spiritual community work. My family. And it doesn't mean we have to be friends, but it means I have come into a place of, I know what my boundaries are. I know what my radical self-care entails. I am doing what is mine to do in all of the ways and places that I show up. So recognize you are already a master at releasing and letting go. Are we ready to apply that mastery to the other areas of our lives? There is an old samurai maxim that says, the warrior or the person who has attained mastery of an art reveals it in their every action. This is why samurai were required to master more than just the sword. They were required to also master the tea ceremony and flower arranging or poetry. You must master, because when you demonstrate it in one area, that can apply and be applied in your entire life. So you're already it. Now we are called and invited to demonstrate it accordingly. If we believe this works, this teaching works, we believe in this philosophy, then it's time to upgrade it. It's time to, as Ernest Holmes said, it's time to be open at the top. We should not still be practicing the 1962 version or the 1958 version or the 1975 version of or the 2001 version of Science of Mind and Spirit. It's time for the 2021 version of Science of Mind and Spirit, and then the 2022 open at the top version of Science of Mind and Spirit. But it means we have to let go of the old paradigms, the old belief systems. The caterpillar must let go of the old in order to become the butterfly. Are we ready to expand? Are we ready to fly? Are we ready to soar? Are we ready to pave the way for a world that works for all by showing my life works for me? My center, my beloved community, works for the all. The community that is extended works. The city, the state, the nation, the planet, one person at a time, one thought at a time, one heartfelt way of serving at a time, demonstrating, I know what I am, and I am here to serve. Namaste and blessings.
Good morning, and thank you, Reverend Dr. Raymond, for that inspiring message. My name's Kay Atwood, and I'm a member of the Leadership Council, and I'm here this morning to, first of all, thank you all for your support. Without your donations every week, we would not be able to keep the doors open, and we rely solely on your donations, believe me. And we also spread the joy of the donations and the money and the tithes to the community. And we use the donation money also for our curriculum here, for our classes and wonderful teachings. So we participate in the practice of tithing, and we do consider it a spiritual practice. And there are many ways that you can give. You can text your donation to 239-320-3820. You can use PayPal at cslcapecoral.org. Go on our website, cslcapecoral.org, and use the donate button on our website or on Facebook. Send a check to CSL Cape Coral, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral 33990. And if you're shopping on Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com and select CSL as your charity of choice. So I invite you to hold a donation if you have it now in your hands, and if not, put your hands over your heart, and I invite you to say this blessing with me. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of the center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And now I speak a word of blessing. With appreciation and love, I accept these offerings and gifts that have been given here, and it circulates to do great works both within this community and at the world at large. Standing in gratitude, I release these words, so please join me in saying, and so it is. Thank you.
What a great service today. That was very lively teaching today. And we have more great stuff happening here, always, always, always. I am here to be your human invitation to events going on here at the center. We have the Zentangle method coming up, and it is on April 17th from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. It is via Zoom, and it is a fundraiser for our center. So please come join us for that. And you can always visit us online for more information towards anything going on here at the center. So do visit us. And we have an ongoing, this is a new book study, actually. I'm part of a book study with Malika Davy, and this is a new one from one of our practitioners, Valerie Data. And this is, they're going to be reviewing the book and discussing I Am Enough. And that is by a love donation, and I don't see a date where that is starting here, but you can go to our website to sign up for that. Maybe the date is to be announced when that is starting exactly. But I Am Enough. And I know I study in other book studies with Valerie Data. She is a wonderful inspiration. And Malika and I, as I was telling you, our book study is coming up, and we're going to be doing The Infinite Way with Joel Goldsmith this time. And our book study is on Tuesday afternoons from 3:30 to 5 o'clock with suggested love donation of $30 a month. So please hope to see you there and join us. These book studies are really fun. We say here at the center, change your mind and change your life, but how do you change your mind? And these book studies are a wonderful way to do that and to stay in conversation with one another and to discuss things and to have a greater understanding of these beautiful teachings that are out there. So, and what is next? So next week, our speaker is going to be Dan Granda, and I'm not sure what center he is from, but when right now we're kind of in flux with visiting new ministers, so I always love hearing, I love variety in my life, so I know that whatever it is that we have coming up here is going to be great. And if he's got Grand part of his name, it's got to be good. So, and every week we have our midweek tune-up. Right now it is being facilitated by Melissa Tuff, and it is outside, and we do socially distance, and we have masks, and it is a wonderful, lovely conversation. So please do join us. And the days right now here in Florida are amazing. So please come and sit out under the oak trees for that. And we have a birthday celebration event at Lakes Park. And Jeanette, is it your birthday or someone else's? Oh, 6 birthdays. Oh, my goodness. So we have been closed up and clustered for so long. So this is a great day to get out and celebrate each other. And if you've never been to Lakes Park before, it's awesome. And if you have, you know it's a great place to visit. So bring a dish to share. You can bike and kayak, paddle boat rentals, and we are always a good group to hang out with. So hopefully we will see you there. And if you have any questions, you can call Jeanette at 608-347-1782, or Laria, is that how you say her name? Laria, at 305-923-3546, and hope to see you there. We have our annual meeting. So this is a meeting where we have yearly, where we discuss and we invite and welcome questions. And so you can know what's going on here at your spiritual center. And so you can be involved in the goings on. And that is going to be Sunday, March 21st at 7 p.m. via Zoom. So there's no reason why you can't be here, because you can just sit in your living room in your bathrobe and you don't even have to put your shoes on. So please join us. And as always, we have an ongoing food drive. So whenever you come to the center, you can bring your food, and we have a box out in the lobby, and it is delivered regularly to those who are finding it very, very welcome these days. So we want to keep that going on, and we thank you so much for all of those who donate. And now is a really great time. My family does this every year before hurricane season. We go and clean out our cabinets before we restock again. So I welcome you to do that and rotate it out and bring your donations here. So thank you very much. And as we exit, we are keeping a pattern of a flow here to keep us safe and distant. So we are meeting outside, bumping elbows with everybody, and leaving as quickly as possible so we can get it sanitized in here so everyone can move on into this beautiful, beautiful Florida afternoon. And now is time for Standing in the Light. So I invite you all to stand. And here we bring the names of our loved ones and anyone that we want to hold in the light together. And I will begin with I am standing in the light for my son Cole. And I am also standing in the light for Lloyd and Karen, absolutely knowing where they are. So much love and light is surrounding them and guiding them through the what their family is going through right now. Just absolutely knowing so much love. And I welcome anyone else to bring someone into the light. And I'm standing in the light for all the unspoken prayers, and I invite everyone to include your name to put in the light right now. Linda. And so, how good it is to have this day of celebration together, to have one another, and just absolutely knowing that each one here, each name spoken, is blessed and a blessing, that there is always something greater going on in the midst of all things than sometimes we can see or understand, and absolutely knowing that we live in a friendly universe that is always for us, always for the higher, greatest good of all. So I am grateful for this great, grand, glorious, good God day, and for all of those who could come and join us, and for all of those who may listen in later, just absolutely knowing a blessed and beautiful day for each and every one of us, and taking some of these teachings, this joy, our expanded consciousness out into the world as a ripple effect, and just knowing that the world has become a little more joyful, a little more beautiful, because we gathered here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. wash over us. We let it be. We let love, we let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Thank you. Have a good
Have a
week.
great week, everyone.